I want you to take a hard look at yourself right now in the mirror and ask yourself this question. In 10 years, am I going to be living my dream, or am I going to be exactly where I am right now, only 10 years older? I have a hard truth to tell you. Most people, it's the latter. They're just going to be 10 years older and they're going to be exactly where they are in life now. I don't want that to happen to you. My name is Jared Shoemaker. This is Magnetic Men's Club. And the topic of the video today is stop imagining your future self and start realizing your current reality. Stop imagining your future self and deal with your current reality. See, us as men and women, if you're watching this, we're so good at saying, someday I'm going to be this. Someday I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a boss. I'm going to be the CEO of a company. But there's never any concrete plans or steps to actually get there. It's just someday. It's just, you have this thought, you have this vision that you're going to be in such better place than you are right now, but there's no blueprint. And the problem with that thinking, that negative thinking, is your brain doesn't know the difference. So when you keep saying, someday I'm going to be a boss, and you visualize this awesome car, and this beautiful wife, and this mansion, your brain doesn't know the difference. It already thinks you're there. And what happens is, because it thinks you're there, because you've tricked your mind to thinking it's there, you put no action behind it. You lose motivation, and you're exactly where you are 10 years from now. When you live in someday, when you live in Tomorrowland, when you live in a fake reality like that, all you're doing is kicking the can down the road. You're pushing responsibility on a version of you that doesn't exist. And because you're pushing responsibility on future you, how is that person going to get there? No clue. Let him figure it out. You just know that someday you're going to make it. But sadly, someday comes and it turns to never. The most expensive real estate anywhere you go is the graveyard. The graveyard is where dreams die, songs that should have been written aren't, novels that should have been written aren't, hopes and dreams all die in the graveyard. And they all had the same thought: someday I will do this. When I have time, when I have more money, when I have more resources, when the kids are out of the house. And a lot of times people die, they're on their deathbed, and they live with regret. All on this term someday, all on this concept of, I'm just going to kick the can down the road and then I'll have. The problem is you're focusing way too much on the person you're going to be, but you're not focused on the person you are right now. The problem is none of your dreams, none of your goals, none of your aspirations are actually going to happen unless you start taking steps now. Unless you start putting in the work. Unless you start actually doing the things that you say you're going to do, that say you're going to be. It starts with the first step, and then another, and another. It's one thing to say you're going to be something or be somebody or do something. It's quite another thing to actually put in that work, to put in that time, to put in that energy, to deal with rejection, to deal with failure, to understand loss. Our brain is very good at keeping us alive. It's very good at keeping the status quo. So when you start getting resistance, when you start taking that first step, when you start doing the things that you know you need to do, your brain is going to fight you every step of the way because it hates change. So one of the biggest things you need to understand is your brain is your enemy at this point. You need to teach your brain to shut the fuck up. You're in charge. And it's screaming. Any little failure, it's going to scream at you and say, fuck it, I'm done. And if you listen to it And it's going to give you all the reasons why you failed and why you're not going to be successful. If you listen to those reasons, you're going to be exactly where you are now, only 10 years older. Your brain's designed to only keep you alive. It's not designed for anything else. It's an incredible computing tool on the probability of survival. It does not compute on the probability of success. That's where action comes in. That's where taking little baby steps every time, little wins, creates bigger wins. Those wins create habits. Those habits create your new lifestyle. If you guys are watching this and you always say someday, if you always have that thought that someday I'm going to do this, do it now. I'm here to help you. I can help you create a blueprint. I can help you create a plan and hold you accountable to that plan to see that it becomes successful. All you got to do is go on the link down below, click on a free booking call with us. We're going to spend about an hour together and talk about this. This is a very important topic because the last thing I want any man or woman out there is to use the word someday and it never happens. And then they reach their deathbed and then they live with regret. That is the worst feeling I can possibly imagine somebody having. We all have options in this world. The pain of failure is temporary, but the pain of regret is forever. With that, my name is Jared Schoonmaker. This is Magnetic Men's Club. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. There's a lot of people that watch these videos, but they're not subscribed. Please help the algorithm subscribe so that these ideas get presented to more people who may need to see this. With that, have a great day.